Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the for July. Happy birthday, Leo. This month you start with this unreliable card. It says you're struggling with finishing things. You start only one thing at a time. Start small and believe you're a finisher. You have a spirituality card. It says use money magic spells to increase wealth and prosperity. You're being guided to discover your own unique spiritual path right now. So that's interesting. I definitely feel that there are things that need to be kind of like wrapped up and finished in your life, or you need to believe that you're a finisher, like that card says. I do feel like we're in a great time for manifestation. So anything you can do to manifest more would be a good idea, of course, as well. You show up right here, which is also wonderful. But you start with the Ace of Cups, the Lovers, and the King of Swords. This could, of course, be about love. So if you're hoping for love, this could be like a new love connection coming in for you. I feel like there could be a person that you haven't like talked to yet, or like maybe there isn't a lot of communication with this person yet. I don't know. I just said that. I just repeated myself, Leo, but that's kind of like what I feel here with that King of Swords. Could it be an air sign? Yes, it could be an air sign. It could be any sign. This is a general reading, but they're showing up as an air sign here. Kind of like my intuition is telling me that this is just either a person you have your eye on or a person that maybe you haven't even met yet. So it could be a new person. I feel like you could be attracting a person. It's like a little hard to read at first is what I'm getting. But I actually don't think this person is hard to read. I think that, again, if you want love, and this is talking about love, I just feel this person is very different. So they're like different than most people, and that could be making you think that they're hard to read or something. I don't know. We'll dig into it and we'll see what's up. But I also feel that you need to use everything you've learned over the past few years. He's a card of knowledge and wisdom, and I feel you need to use your knowledge and wisdom with whatever you're growing here. I do see here that you're trying to improve your finances, especially with that first money magic spell card thing there. And I feel like there are ways that you could do that would be pretty easy, actually. You have the Lovers. Again, could be love, but I really feel that the Lovers traditionally was about making a choice and being at a crossroads. So I kind of feel like you have a choice to make, and I feel this comes up for you almost every single reading, that there could be like a new direction that you could be moving in, or a new choice that you should be making. And, again, I would pick the new path for you, Leo. Anything new that you're thinking about doing. If you're thinking about, doing new things in work or business, or if you're thinking about upgrading your skills and all this other stuff, I would do that. I'm also getting like a weird message here about like needing to make sure that you keep doing the things you enjoy, or something like that is popping into my head here. It's like sometimes, let's put it this way, right? Sometimes we get into a relationship and we like do change for that person. Like maybe we stop doing the things that we enjoyed doing before we were with that person or whatever. And I feel like this is saying that, again, like if you're with a person right now, I feel like you need to kind of, it's almost like you need to, like, I don't want this to come off the wrong way. That's what I'm trying to say here, right? But it's almost like you need to stick up for yourself. It's like maybe your partner is like, oh, I want to spend more time with you, or blah, 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 right? And I feel like that's great. You should spend time with your partner, but at the same time, I think you need your own time. Like you need time to decompress. You need some time to, go do your hobbies on your own or things like that. And again, I think you need to stick up for yourself a little bit here. And we're not talking about like getting into fights or arguments with your partner. That's not what I'm saying, right? But I just think that this is saying sometimes Leo is too nice, and you just need to say, no, I'm gonna go fishing, or I'm gonna go do what I want to do, right? Instead of just always giving in, right? You have the Ace of Cups here, and the Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing and being very happy. So we see a lot of happiness here. You have the Sun, you have this card. So there's something, really good, or a lot of happiness just entering into your life. It could be new love that is coming in for you. The one challenge I see in the reading, by the way, is this. I'm not like the biggest fan of having the Sun to the moon. If this reading went from the moon to the sun, that would be a different story. But going from the sun to the moon, the sun and the moon together in a reading can represent two people who don't really see eye to eye. Two people who are just almost like too different to be together. So again, if you're with a partner or a person, there might be some kind of like, issues where you're not seeing eye to eye with your person, or maybe you're trying to come to an agreement and you just feel like there is no agreement. But what I would say is that you go up to the Eight of Swords in the good stuff, and the Eight of Swords and the good stuff would say you're kind of like setting yourself free here. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Three of Swords. Three of Swords can represent separation, but the Three of Swords is really about healing your heart. Normally, those three swords are in your heart on this card, and it just says you need to like forgive the past so that you can heal your heart. But I kind of feel this is saying you need to heal your heart by doing things that you enjoy doing. Just like I said 2 minutes ago, I feel like you need to do more of the things that do fill your heart, is what that Three of Swords is saying. With the Lovers, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, see, I think someone could be rushing in here. I'm telling you right now, like, again, I don't think this is bad reading, but I just get this feeling that this person is hard to read. But again, is that true? Intuitively, I feel like no, it's not true. I feel like you could be saying, it's almost like you could be saying, there's no way a person like this actually exists, so they must be a liar, or they must be this or that or the other thing. So again, I wouldn't like jump to conclusions, especially for those of you that want love. I wouldn't be jumping to conclusions with any new people you meet. I would give it a little bit of time. Again, I'm not saying you have to like stay with this person or marry this person. I just think that the reading itself is saying it would be worth it to give a person a chance, because again, the conclusions that you might jump to might not be accurate. So I would just pay attention. I would also say no jumping to conclusions with anything in life. With the King of Swords, you have the Star. Are you kidding? This person could be a star. Maybe not literally famous, but they could get a lot of attention, or they could be very successful or hardworking or something like that. I also kind of get the feeling that this is maybe a person, like you've been wishing for a person like this. So, on one hand, maybe it is a little bit unbelievable, and maybe that's why you're doubting it, is because you're attracting something that you actually want, right? And so I would pay attention to that. The Star is also an amazing card for healing and resting, relaxing, recovering. I would be doing all those things. Having the Star and the Sun is like fame and fortune. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to become famous, but it is very good for, improving your fortunes. You have this Elephant Spirit. It says, learn from the past. You have this Koi Fish. It says, there's always enough. I just said this as well. There is definitely something about you. I said that on the King of Swords, that you need to like learn from the past, or, kind of like look at all the things you've learned. And I think, and I know I say this to you all the time here, Leo, but, quite honestly, if, to me, I would never trust a reader where messages don't repeat, because your life really doesn't change that much from 1 week to the other, or even month to month, right? Like things don't really change that much. But I always get this message for you that it's almost like your past is leading you towards something better. But I also, like, I'm not criticizing you at all here, Leo, but what I feel is I feel like there are some things that are keeping you a little bit stuck in the past, or maybe it's almost like there are things that are preventing you from being motivated to like try that next step, So like, let's say you had a business years ago, it failed, but now you have new business ideas. It's almost like, the past failure is sucking the energy away from the new thing. And I feel like if you would just take those first steps, it would actually be very lucky, or a very lucky time for you in general. You have the Sun. So you show up here, which is great. It is your birth month this month, so you're coming up in a strong position. Whenever you show up as yourself, it really puts you in a position of power and strength, allows you to get what you want from the reading. I feel like they're, all eyes on you here, Leo. I feel like you could be getting a lot of attention. You really could be standing out as well. The Sun is like a spotlight. It shines a light on things that we need to pay attention to in life. And I feel like you need to pay attention to your attention as well. You have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is my acting as if card. It says act as if you already are the thing that you want to be. The story of the Nine of Cups is that the guy on the card is meant to look chubby because he's about to have a feast. But he is chubby because he's had plenty of feasts before. So he is already in the energy of what he is wishing for on the Nine of Cups. He has already experienced it. So I feel for a lot of you, this is about being in the energy of what you want, and really bathing in that energy. I always say, like, the easiest thing to do is to just adopt the habits of what you want. If you want love, adopt the habits of being in love. And what would you do if you were in love? Go do those things. If you want money, same thing. Go do the things that you can do that don't cost money, that make you feel abundant. And if you do that with the Nine of Cups, then you will get what you wish for. And I feel like that's what that's saying. You have the Six of Cups. Yeah, again, I feel like there could be like a very playful, childlike connection coming in for you with a person. So Six of Cups, I do not read as a past person. To me, it's mostly like a new soulmate. Really, the Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. It's just a card of thinking about the past. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to go back to the past. I do feel there is a lot of this past energy here, though, where it's like you're thinking about things that did happen in the past. And again, maybe that is clouding your judgment just a little bit here this month, Leo. So again, if you meet a new person, it could be a really good person. And I would just stay clear. And again, I would take your time. There's no reason, again, if you're unsure, just take your time and see what happens and trust the evidence, right? I think a lot of us, including me, we get in trouble when we just don't trust the evidence that a person is giving us. With the Sun, you have the Five of Cups. Definitely a need to be more positive. Again, very positive reading, but it's like maybe you're thinking more negatively or something like that. Again, I'm not calling you out, but I just think the Five of Cups would be like focusing on regrets or, focusing on all the things that you didn't do when there's plenty of things that you could do right now that would correct the situation. Like I said, with that elephant card over there, I feel like it's almost like there's, like a ball of energy over here that's kind of like sucking the energy away from you over here. And I feel like you need to get away from that ball of energy. That's my one criticism of the reading. It's like things are good, but you're actually thinking fearfully, with the moon, or things could actually be really well, or the energy is really good, but you're focused too much on the bad things that could happen, or the confusion, or whatever it is. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Ace of Cups. This is like a big love offer coming in for you. So again, going this way, we go to the Hierophant. So for those of you that are single, I feel like there could be a lot of love in a connection that's coming towards you. For those of you that are in a connection already, again, I think there is a lot of love there, but maybe there's just this need for you to kind of focus on the positive, or to make sure that you're doing the things that you do love to do and not allowing another person to stop you from doing those things. And I kind of feel that energy here as well. With the Six of Cups, you have the Five of Swords. Again, thinking about a past breakup, thinking about a past separation. So you could be meeting a new person and being like, oh, this person kind of reminds me of the past person a little bit. So they're going to do the same thing. And I feel that this is saying, set yourself free, from the mindset that things are going to be stuck, or, set yourself free from the mindset that things aren't going to work out. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this patience card and this action card. I feel like you've waited long enough to take action on your ideas. I really feel the Hierophant is like divinely guided ideas that you've been given, and the universe is encouraging you to take action on those new ideas. And again, I feel like there could be a little bit of fear because of the past, or, because of something that happened in the past. The Hierophant is the teacher, and so it's almost like, again, and also, by the way, he is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. So I feel like the universe has been teaching you things for many years, clearly. And now the universe is saying like, okay, now it's time for you to get to the next level. The Hierophant has 3 levels to his crown and also to his staff right here. And they represent initiation. They basically represent initiation, apprenticeship, and mastery. And I feel like that you need to get to that mastery stage. It's almost like, in my head, Leo, and I've been feeling this for you for a long time, that you think something is done. But I feel like there is another level that you could go to. And this could be in career and work. For a lot of you, I do feel like it is financial. I feel it's like career or work related. And going to that next level is going to change everything for you, Leo, is what I feel like the Hierophant is really saying. You have the moon. You just have to push through uncertainty. The moon is, personally, I think it's really not that bad of a card. There's a path straight down the middle. The moon is part of the Fool's journey, and the Fool is being asked to go to these mountains that are in the background here. Mountains in the tarot represent, they can represent obstacles, but they also represent achievements. Where do you get the best views? And the answer is the top of the mountain. So I feel for a lot of you, this is encouraging you to go to that next level, like I said, on the Hierophant, because your life will never be the same again if you do that. It's like you're getting to that, or you have, I really feel this is saying you have the opportunity for mastery, but it is going to require work. Of course, nothing is free in life. So I feel that it's going to require you to, again, do things that you've never done before, take things to the next level. I would really, especially in work or business, I would be looking at what you do and saying like, how can I level this up? How can I increase the value that I give, or how can I, make this something that I do on a larger scale, or whatever the case may be. Because I think that will be very helpful. You have the Hangman here. Hangman is about seeing things from a new perspective. I personally, I feel like there are a lot of new perspectives that are coming up in the world. It's funny that I was talking about fishing. The other day I was watching this random fishing video that popped up, right? And this guy is he was like a professional fisher, whatever, right? And so he started a YouTube channel all about it, and he's getting like tons of subs on it. It's like, this is how you can do something where maybe you don't make a lot of money, right? By just fishing, but by starting a YouTube channel about it, you really increase your earnings. And I hope that makes sense, because I feel like these are like the new perspectives that people are going to be gaining over the next few years. Like, there are going to be opportunities to do something where maybe on a small scale, just doing it as it is, like just fishing, it's not very profitable, or maybe, for some people it is, I'm sure, but whatever. I'm just giving you an example here. But if you kind of like take it to that next level and do something else with it, that's where the success will come from. So I would encourage you to, gain new perspectives, or see how other people do what you do in your life, and it could lead to a lot of success. With the Hierophant, you have the Empress. Are you kidding? Definitely a lot of abundance coming in for you. Again, if you go to that next level, I think that's the important part of the reading. You have to push through the Eight of Swords here, which I think you will, because you have the Eight of Swords in the good stuff. But the Empress also says you're very attractive at this time. Doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel here, and also Star, you're probably getting a lot of attention. With the Moon, you have the Four of Pentacles. The past, Four of Pentacles, holding on to the way things used to be. That's also like one thing that you have to release here. With the Hangman, you have the Moon again. So again, needing to release, seeing things from the old perspective. And I feel just saying it's time to embrace a new perspective on life. You have a lot of Pisces energy here. You could be dealing with a Pisces, or there could be a Pisces coming in for you. Why would you want to date a Pisces? I have no freaking clue, but there you go. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card that says, don't let the past hold you back. You have this card that says your commitment is being tested. I feel like this literally could be your commitment to a person. And again, I don't think this isn't like a bad thing. And I don't think, partners necessarily kind of try to prevent us from doing things that we love for bad reasons, right? I think it's just like human nature. This doesn't have to be a bad thing. I think the test comes in where you stick up for yourself and you say like, no, I'm gonna go do this thing, and they'll just get over it. And honestly, I think that, people respect you more when you stand up for yourself and you say, like, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm still going to go do this thing. And I want to stress, this isn't like you're saying, oh, I'm going to go out on a date with 10 people and you have to suck it up. That's not what we're talking about. Obviously, if a partner has an issue with that there's probably a good freaking reason. But again, I think this is more that you're sticking up for yourself in the sense that you're continuing to do things you love. And that's what I mean. So I want to stress that, right? But also, don't let the past hold you back. You have like 20 cards here that basically say that. You have the Eight of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Knight of Wands. Eight of Swords says, don't let the past hold you back. Again, she is only seeing things from one perspective, which is the inside of a blindfold, and she needs to take that blindfold off so she can see her situation for how it actually is. And we also see a lot of perspective cards in this reading. Sun, Star, Hangman, this card here would represent needing to gain a new perspective. She's almost too close to a problem. And so again, maybe you need to learn from another person or get help of other people so you can set yourself free. You have the High Priestess. High Priestess says, trust your intuition. So I think it's an amazing time for tapping into your intuition, like really listening to your intuition. I also feel like you could be getting a lot of downloads at this time, so I would definitely be trusting those downloads. Hey, I didn't even see this. You have the Hierophant and the High Priestess. These two are divine counterparts. So if you're attracting love, you could be attracting someone who's very different than you, but it's like you are divine counterparts. So, again, I kind of feel if you're meeting a new person, this is for those of you that are single and looking. I think that your judgment is correct. You have the King of Swords, which was saying to me in the reading that you feel like something is, maybe you're not sure how it's going to go or whatever. You're not clear on the situation. But I think it's just a very different person. You have the Knight of Wands. I feel like the Knight of Wands is encouraging more playfulness for you here, Leo. It looks like there's a lot of serious vibe, a serious vibe that I get here. Like you could be taking your problems too seriously, which don't get me wrong, I understand, right? If you have problems in life, it's hard not to take them seriously. But I also feel that just like inviting a little bit of playfulness into the situation will help. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Tower. The Tower's coming up in the good stuff, so obviously I wouldn't worry about it. But again, you could have had a tower, and now you're rebuilding that tower, or you're fixing it. With the High Priestess, you have the Ace of Swords. This would be a victory or a big win. There could also just be a person who's very intuitive that has answers for you. So this does not have to be love. Again, if you're just trying to fix your situation, or if you're hoping to gain a new perspective, I would, if you have any intuitive friends or whatever, I would ask them questions and see what happens. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is all about expansion and growth, and the whole entire reading is basically a card of expansion and growth, or a reading of expansion and growth. You have the Shark card. It says, take care or there will be loss of material wealth. I think this is true for everyone. I think everyone needs to kind of keep an eye on their finances. You have this hand. It says, you can't make this up. It says, in need of help, assistance, or guidance. Definitely time to ask people around you who are like smarter than you questions, because I think it could be very, very helpful. You have this card that says good luck on it. So clearly you could be improving your luck. You have this tankard. It says celebration, fun, and enjoyment. So you definitely need to invite more fun and enjoyment into your life. We kind of already talked about that. And you also have this vulture. It says depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Yeah, I would let go of the fears that people are doing things behind your back or whatever. But this is one heck of a reading here, Leo. I like it. There's nothing else. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.